Welcome to Canberra's GIO Stadium for the opening game of round 2 in the Simulation Rugby League Premiership. It's the Canberra Raiders at home, welcoming the Parramatta Eels for this second game of the season. First game to kick off round 2. Both sides coming off a loss in the opening game of the season and hoping to amend things here at Canberra this afternoon. Clear skies above us means we should be in for a good game of footy to start round 2 in the SRL. And what two better teams to kick it off than Canberra taking on Parramatta. It was Canberra who were the fairy tale story of season 2, and Parramatta who have made the finals 2 seasons in a row, going head to head this afternoon as Luke Thompson gets the game underway. It's the Parramatta Eels, hands on the ball first of all, and it's Mark Hunt getting a starting position for the first time in the SRL, who takes the first hit up. So a couple of changes from both sides. You just saw Luke Short taking it up in the number 13 jumper. He's been switched in Parramatta this week. A couple of changes, and we'll get through those lineups in a moment, but a big change there was Mark Hunt moving to the number 8 jumper and Luke Short switching back to the locking position. As we see, Parramatta have actually given away possession early in the game, and an unforced error. Really not the way Parramatta would have been hoping to start this one. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, a rather unchanged lineup for them this week. The only major change, actually there are none. It's Ben Arnold still on the bench. I was going to say Ben Arnold was on the bench this week and started last week, but no changes for the Raiders from last week. As mentioned, both coming off losses. Last week it was the Raiders went down 26 points to 0 to the North Queensland Cowboys. Halves really needing to click or work together a little bit better this week. Jack O'Neill and Luke Thompson needing to combine and steer their side around the park, as well as that middle defence of Alex Chen and Jacob Morrison, combining well with up front Luke Malchus. Big hard running, finding himself in Canberra in season 3 as White will put it high. First real attacking chance for the Eels, but taken down well by Corey Bell. And both sides starting with a clean pair of hands to start this game here this afternoon. A big crowd here in Canberra to start round 2. So we see Morrison taking it forward, just up outside the 40. He'll play the ball to Lewis, up through the middle. Good charge by Jordan Lewis. Into the Parramatta half they go. The Raiders tackle 4. Good pass from the W half. They find O'Neill, he straightens. Up into contact they go. So final tackle now. Fi'u goes back to Thompson, who's going to put it high. Up and under, coming down for Barnes. Takes it well, but a good chase by the Raiders forwards, led by Luke Malchus, who looks to have grown the beard out in the week that's been. And Short takes it forward once again. So we'll quickly go through these two lineups. It's the Canberra Raiders first of all with Mark Iron in the number 1 jumper once again. He's holding down that jumper for now, although there was some talk during the week whether Jack O'Neill could be shifted back there at some stage. Discussions as to why we see Sonny Tyre on the bench, who is a gold-rated player, but after his switch from Penrith in the off-season has found himself warming the seats on the sideline to start season 3. On the wings for the Raiders, it's Corey Bell, who had a good week, good game last week, backing up his Anzac performance. On the other wing, it's Joseph Black. In the middle, as mentioned, Jacob Morrison and Alex Chen. The halves combination unchanged. Jack O'Neill, Luke Thompson. Up front, Luke Malchus, Jordan Lewis, Samuel Atchison. And the second row for the Raiders, Raul Kaval, Sabbath Tu'ua, and the ever-reliable Tarangaho Fe'u. On the bench, Ben Arnold, Jonty McGinniskin, Sonny Tyre and Wally Allen is your Raiders lineup for this afternoon's game, as Kelly's taken a good tackle. Raiders making sure to keep an eye on him early on. 2 tries last week for Joey Kelly, both from kick returns. This time it's Lillard coming up against his former club for the first time. Up into the line he goes, as is Walker. Headgear on this week, Abraham Walker. As Butler will kick early. Looking to catch out Iron, but he does well to get back into position as the kick took place. And he does well to get up outside his 30. So the Raiders starting well in front of their home crowd. 33,000 in attendance here this afternoon. So big numbers here in the nation's capital. As O'Neill will take it down, smothered in a good tackle by Charlie Butler. They'll go through the hands, a long ball in fact out to Thompson, finding himself on this near sideline. Staying short side, they go to Malchus. Good charge by the big Queensland captain. Named this week to once again lead his Queensland side in SRL Season 3 Origin that was announced to take place over the coming weeks. All 3 games to be played live here on SRL TV. Luke Malchus and Chaz Dingo leading Queensland and New South Wales respectively. The charge by Samuel Lillard, taking it up just outside the Raiders 30 here. The Eels looking for good field position. They go to Short, playing his first game in the number 13 jumper in the SRL after having played every game in the front row for Parramatta. So over 13 minutes gone, still no score here at Canberra. It's the Raiders taking on Parramatta, the opening game of the round. Tuesday afternoon action as O'Neill looks to take it to the line. Dummy out to the wing of Joseph Black, decides to hold on to it, and they go to Tu'ua this time. So we'll go through this Parramatta lineup as well. As we find the lineup in front of us, as mentioned, a couple of changes by Eli Barnes this week. Eli Barnes, obviously the captain at fullback. Joey Kelly and Xavier Demando on the wings. Ethan Durant and Taj Seabold in the centres. Good performance last week by Seabold on debut. Jaden White and Charlie Butler in the middle. While up the front, Mark Hunt in the number 8 jumper tonight. Samuel Lillard, and squashed in between them is the ever-reliable Tim James. And the second row, back row for the Eels, Abraham Walker, Attila Settendag, finding himself in the starting lineup this week. And big Luke Short in the number 13. On the bench for Parramatta, Jacob Reynolds, Matt Downey, Damien Shelford and Stephen Cross. Matt Downey in particular, looking forward to seeing him make his way onto the park. And he's actually up on the sideline at the moment warming up. So looks like Jacob Reynolds and Matt Downey looking to make their way on for the Eels in the next set. As Lewis takes it forward, smothered and big tackle by Luke Short. Assisted by Butler. They'll play the ball on the final tackle, kicking from within their own half, the Raiders. O'Neill gets some good distance on that one. Brings it back to Kelly. Kelly gets away from one, and he breaks away, and once again, Joey Kelly, lethal from the back, will open the scoring for Parramatta. And we've seen it once, we'll see it again. The former Broncos skipper returning it with absolute speed and breaking up Canberra, as was done last week by the Cowboys. So it's Parramatta, the away side, scoring first here at GIO Stadium. And Butler will add the extra 2 as well. Joey Kelly adding to his 2 tries from last week. Getting his career underway at Parramatta in the best possible way. One of the top performers for the Eels in that opening round loss to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Others included Attila Settendag off the bench. 123 metres for a Settendag last week. Luke Short, 24 runs, was busy in the front row. We'll expect to see at least that here tonight as he switches to the number 13. White will punch it down. Good set for the Eels after that try to Joey Kelly. 6-0 after just over 20 minutes. That's the skipper, Rahul Kaval, taking it forward to the Raiders. They stay this near side as they come to Bell. Playing the ball on the 40. Through the hands, long ball from Fe'u, goes to Atchison, wrestling with the tackler there, staying near side. In fact, Thompson switches it up and they go inside to O'Neill, looking to make his way through the middle. Normally a play would have been reserved for Mark Iron. Not sure where Iron was on that play, but it's final one now. They come to Thompson, who's just going to punch it down to the corner. And this time it's Demando who has to return it, but he's covered well by good chasers Corey Bell and Jacob Morrison. As Durant busts through the middle. Looking for a quick play the ball. That's Downey, his first touch of the game. A strong runner of the ball, Matt Downey, very low centre of gravity. Very similar to a Paul Gallen type physique as Butler kicks this one. Black returns it, but a good tackle on him by number 11, Abraham Walker. And the Raiders really struggling to get any sort of meterage at the moment as Ta'ua comes back on the inside, but again taken down by some good Eels defence at the moment. Again, staying this near side, liking the left edge. Canberra, as that's Arnold. Into contact with White. Thompson busts through the middle. Good run by the little 5'8". So once again, the Raiders on the final tackle. Not too deep into the Eels half, and they go to Joey Kelly once again. This is dangerous for Canberra. Needing to really talk to each other and decide where they're going to apply this pressure. As Short takes it forward, he's taken it a good tackle by Fe'u. even though it was a disappointing performance from the Raiders last week, they went down 26 points to nil to North Queensland. Star performers was Tarangaho Fe'u, 19 runs for 128 metres. Luke Thompson kicked 239 metres. While Luke Malchus, his debut in the green machine, ran for 15 runs, 101 metres. We see Iron make a good break up this near side. But they are not having any luck at the moment getting past the defence of Taj Sebald and Xavier DeBando. So tackle 3, they've got to tackle recount the Raiders here. 15 metres out from the Eels line, they go right side to Chen. Again, heavy defence coming from the Eels. The Raiders struggling to really get any momentum at the moment. They're needing their big boys, the big forwards, to really start to get hands on balls. They go through the hands. Fe'u putting it high in the 5th. Not a high kick by Fe'u. In fact, it's taken by Barnes in the in goal, and he'll run out to the 20 to restart. So not a bad kick by Tarangaho Fe'u on the final, but again the chasers for Canberra maybe just not getting the call and struggling to get up and put any sort of pressure on Eli Barnes at the back. Has been a quiet opening 30 minutes for the Eels skipper after that breakout season. Breakout season 2 he had. The joint Sim VP along with Chaz Dingo. In a quiet game last week, and thus far another quiet one from Eli Barnes. They go back, final tackle. Butler's going to kick again, looking for the sideline. In fact, they can't find it. Black picks it up, and Black's got the speed. Barnes coming across. Black versus Barnes. Looks like Barnes has got him. Had Thompson on the outside. Decided to hold on to it, but a good run from Joseph Black was going to set up the Raiders at a really good opportunity here with 9 minutes until half time. It's Fe'u who play it. 5 metres out. They go flat to Caval. The skipper on the charge. Almost over the line. In fact, he isn't. He'll play the ball. They go flat once again. This time it's Tu'ua win the charge. Good defence so far from the Eels. This time it's Thompson who's forced back in a tackle. So far, things clicking at the moment defensively for Parramatta. Final tackle now. They'll go to Morrison. And good defence from Parramatta after that break from Joseph Black. In fact, they've given it away here, so another chance for Canberra. An unforced error on tackle 1. As Thompson goes to Iron, looking to cut back on the inside. James had him covered. They go flat once again to Caval. On the charge, trying to spark something, the captain. Numbers to the left. They go right. Thompson inside to Fe'u. And Tarangaho Fe'u is going to barge over for Canberra's first try. Shot came around the shoulders. Too late. It was Fe'u back on the inside. And Canberra will look to equal things up from the boot of Jack O'Neill. But just what was needed before the half-time siren. In fact, it's Luke Thompson with the kicking duties this afternoon. And he'll have no problems from out in front. And with 6.5 minutes until half time, we are locked up here in Canberra. Big game from Tarangaho Fe'u last week. 19 runs for 128 metres. One of his busiest performances in the number 13. Did give away a penalty. Bit of an uncharacteristic error as well by Fe'u. But as we've mentioned already, it's really those halves for the Raiders who need to step up, and the leading halves combination of season 2, Jack O'Neill and Luke Thompson, really looked out of sorts last week against the Cowboys, where the Raiders have got a penalty here. Looks like Tim James holding down in the tackle, as O'Neill will find the sideline just on the Eels side of halfway. So can the Raiders go back to back before half time? Kavar will play the ball on the 40. Iron makes a good step around the tackle of Downey, taken by Barnes. On the Eels 20, they'll play it. They stay this left side once again. McGinniskin, a good charge up the middle by the number 15. Takes it to just outside the 10, tackle 3. Inside to Fe'u once again. Loving that inside channel to Rangaho Fe'u. They go flat to Kaval. The third time we've seen that. Almost going to say third time lucky, but he was held up by Settendag. Right they come. Thompson for himself. Thompson. But Barnes collects it, and he'll be wrapped up in the in goal. So the Raiders will get another chance with just over 2 minutes or 3 minutes remaining. So restarted by Charlie Butler. Good drop out. Down to the halfway line they go. So under 3 minutes remaining as Tahua plays the ball. They go to McGinniskin once again, wrestling in the tackle with James. Around the ankles was short. 23 metres out. Fe'u. Good second quarter by Tarangaho Fe'u. They play the ball 11 metres out. They love that flat pass to Kaval. Hard to stop close to the line. He will be about 3 metres out. They've got numbers to left. They come left. Cut out ball to Morrison. And Morrison darts it in the corner for Canberra. Jacob Morrison. This dynamic centre in his second season in the SRL. Makes it 2 for Canberra, and they take the lead just before half time. So from out wide, Thompson starts it from the right, hoping to bring it back. He can't do so. The score will remain 10 points to 6. We are about a minute out until half time, and some of these Eels forwards are sucking in the big ones at the moment as Butler has the ball on the tee. And we will get this final minute underway. Thompson gives it to Malchus, but what a second quarter from the likes of Tarangaho Fe'u, Rahul Kaval, and that try just then to Jacob Morrison. Numbers out to the left. It was a 3-on-2 situation with, it was Xavier Demando coming in on Kelly. And Morrison went in untouched as it's half time here at GIO Stadium. It's the Raiders up 10 points to 6 after the 31st 40. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to Canberra for the second half of this opening game. Tuesday night action, round 2 in the Simulation Rugby League Premiership. It's the Eels down at the moment. It's 10 points to 6 to the Raiders. And they will have hands on the ball going left to right in the second 40. And what an opening half we saw. It was Parramatta who scored first through the hands of Joey Kelly. One of his trademark 80-metre kick returns. But 2 tries in that last 10 minutes for Canberra sees them up at the break and looking to get things underway in the best possible manner in the second half. And a good set by the Raiders to start things. Alex Chen, a good kick deep down into Eels territory. And it's Eli Barnes who has to return. So it was a pretty even first half between both sides. It was the Eels completing more sets as they've given away. As I say that, Luke Thompson's come away with an intercept here, and he'll break away from Eli Barnes, and Luke Thompson is going to go in under the post in the opening couple of minutes for the Raiders' third try. And a good start for Canberra in the second half. Luke Thompson too fast for Eli Barnes, and an unforced error from the Eels. Not the start to the second half they would have been hoping for. So out to a converted try margin now as Thompson makes it 10. 16 points to 6. Canberra in front of their home crowd, starting to find a bit of a groove. Although you'd have to say that came from an unforced error. Parramatta, obviously the defending champions from season 1, or the season 1 premiers I should say, making the finals in season 2 but being knocked out in that first round. And they have never dropped their opening 2 games of the season. While we all remember Canberra's start to season 2, notorious for coming out of the blocks early and being run down in the final quarter of the game. With the addition of Luke Malchus, as we saw, it bust up through the middle just then, and a couple of other recruits really looking to work on their stamina in the off-season. Well, the Eels obviously have lost 2 of their big powerhouses in that off-season. Kobe Johnson and Thomas Wallace making their way up north to Townsville. And a big loss for Parramatta in their big forward pack. So Cross will play it. Final tackle for the Eels. Butler gets it away only just. Chased down well by Morrison. Returned by Black, but a good chase by the Eels. Led by Ethan Durant. As O'Neill once again shapes for the dummy. And it's been noticeable, taking the line on a lot more here this afternoon, Jack O'Neill, compared to last week, whereas tending to distribute a lot more to his left. That wing of Corey Bell, as we see Lewis this time cutting back on the inside. Good set here by the Raiders. Into the Eels half they are, about 35 metres out. They'll kick on the final through Morrison. Forced backwards is Demando, but he does well to take it one-handed as the Raiders players come up, and he'll be taken down about 12 metres out. So a lot of work to be done here for Parramatta. 8.5 minutes into the second half already. An early try to Luke Thompson. And Canberra with a 10-point lead at the moment. These sides have met once before in the SRL. Back in round 3, season 2, it was Parramatta chasing down Canberra, 18 points to 12. After early tries to Mark Iron and Stace de Pace, had the Raiders out to a 12-0 lead. Second half tries to Thomas Wallace, Eli Barnes, and Kobe Johnson had the Eels run the Raiders down. As I mentioned earlier on, it was a bit of a recurring trend for Canberra in season 2, well, especially in those opening 4 or 5 games. It wasn't until halfway through the season where things really started to click, and they found themselves in the SRL finals in their first season. Of course, the Raiders replacing the Melbourne Storm in season 2. James runs it from dummy half. Good run from Tim James. Up to the 10 they go. Tim James very vocal during the week about the Origin eligibility as Shelford puts it high. Good run by Eli Barnes charging forward as Allen takes it. A bit of complaining there from the Eels, saying that Wally Allen was offside after it came off the hands of Mark Iron. The referee didn't see it their way. Play on as the call as Iron gets hit hard by the Parramatta front rower, Mark Hunt. And another penalty here for Canberra. Luke Malchus looking for a quick play the ball. Held down too long, and he gets the penalty. And the Raiders able to get out of their own half off the back of a penalty. Apologies if I sound a little bit clogged up here in the commentary booth tonight. COVID is rife in the SRL HQ as a forward pass will let Parramatta off the hook here. Bell was looking for Morrison on his inside. A good defence coming from Barnes forced the mistake. And the Eels will pack down 20 metres out from their own line. Needing to score, you'd have to say. 54 minutes gone. It's the Raiders up 16-6 at the moment. As they stay near side, Stephen Cross charging it forward through the hands, back centre field to Lillard. Cross once again taking it forward, trying to make some metres up through the middle. It's the Raiders number 10, Jordan Lewis, who takes him down as Settendag makes a good runner through the middle. As I saw that, I thought it was Eli Barnes, but it was Attila Settendag with that good run up through the middle as Hunt's put it down. Tyres come away with it. And another error here for the Eels after they were starting to look like they're about to put a bit of pressure on the Raiders. So let off there Canberra as they make their way into the Parramatta half through Jordan Lewis. But where has Eli Barnes been? Quiet last week. Quiet once again. And the Sim VP from season 2, the captain of Parramatta, Is there too much pressure on him? As Cavale takes it forward. Good opportunity here on the final for Canberra to put it out of reach. As Atchison will go to Thompson. He'll put it high, far side. Going up for it's Morrison, but the Parramatta defence swarm on him. And they do a good job of wrapping up the ball as the lights turn on here at GIO Stadium. You'd have to say if Canberra had scored there, going into the final quarter of this game, difficult for Parramatta to come back, but it's still plenty of time as it stands as Hunt busts up through the middle. Fends off one, taken down by Iron at the back. It's a good quick play the ball. This time it's Cross off the bench in the second half. Busy at the moment, Stephen Cross. 40 out here, Parramatta. Tackle 4 through the hands to Barnes. Finally hands on the ball for Eli Barnes. But they'll be playing it 30 metres out, a little bit too deep to put any real pressure on the Raiders back 3. But a good chase forces Black to be taken down inside his 10. So the Raiders deep inside their half and needing to work the ball out. Jordan Lewis putting his hand up but can't do so. Good defence early in the set tackle count for Parramatta. Through the hands from Thompson. Back inside to Allen. Allen's thrown it away. Short comes away with it. So this is what Parramatta needed. Territory and possession deep inside Canberra's half. Barnes will play at centre field, about 25 metres out. They'll go to Stephen Cross once again, just driving the legs, looking for any extra metres he can take. Short side, Hunt, cut out past to Kelly. Joey Kelly fends off one, but he'll be bundled into touch. Good defence, swarming defence by the Raiders. Kelly looking dangerous, ball in hand once again. Doing well to get away from number 5, Joseph Black for Canberra. But it was Iron coming across, forcing Kelly in a touch. And was that a big moment in the game or what? Joey Kelly on that left edge for the Eels. You have to say, needing to get his hands on the ball more often. As the Raiders just look to settle things down. Tackle 4 looking to get to the end of their set. Iron makes a half break up on that far touchline. Round the ankles on him goes Demando. Thompson will kick. Barnes found himself in the right place to take that kick. But again, good chases by the Raiders, led by Luke Thompson and Jacob Morrison. And the Eels are not being given any opportunities at the moment to counter on those kick returns. It's Seabold to play the ball. In a quiet game so far, Taj Seabold. Shelford off the bench this week. They'll play the ball about 45 metres out on that far touchline. Seabold comes in for another run. So good defence here by the Raiders. Only 30-odd metre gain from the Eels. They kick to the wing of Black. He'll be hard to stop, and he gets away from one. Joseph Black straight through the middle, streaks away. Barnes is chasing. Black will have too much speed, and the Raiders will possibly seal it with 15 minutes remaining. It's Joseph Black under the posts for the Raiders' 4th try. His first of the season, 3rd of his career. And the pressure just told for the Eels, who really have struggled for any sort of attacking direction in the second half after the opening try. Thompson will make it 3 from 4. And the Raiders out to a 16-point lead with 15 remaining. So it was a 26 points to 12 loss last week for Parramatta. Staring down the barrel, 22 points to 6 at the moment. And not the best start for Eli Barnes in his Eels captaincy. But as we know, the SRL season is a long one. And you can still afford to drop at least 3 or 4 games and still make the finals. But the Raiders will be pleased with this second half performance so far. I have to say that it was really only that opening quarter where they conceded that try and looked to be out of sorts, similar to that game, that first half we saw last week, as Kelly makes another break down this near touchline. And you'd have to say that Kelly is definitely the outstanding performance so far from the Eels. So more good field position as they go to Butler. Looks to drive it forward, taking him down as Fe'u. We'll see if they come left side. No, they go right to Shelford from the hand of James. So Shelford looking to set it up centre field. 10 metres out. Tackle 4 to Hunt this time. The big front rower charging towards the line. So final tackle now. They'll go back right to Butler. On the toe for Barnes. And Barnes looks to have claimed it. We're going to go upstairs for it to the bunker. But Barnes looks to have got the left hand out. And we'll just have to see if he's got downward pressure. It looks like he has. And the bunker agrees. So the Eels do strike with a little over 10 remaining. It's Eli Barnes, the captain. His first try of the season. And this will be a big kick for Charlie Butler. Shouldn't have any problems. But to bring it back to a 10-point ball game, 2 converted tries for Parramatta, and they are right back in this. So it was all about the second half performances from the Raiders in Season 2, where they did tend to fall off the wagon. The wheels just seemed to run out of rubber. But we'll see what happens in this final 10 minutes as Thompson gets the game back underway. It's Samuel Lillard to return it. To Hunt they go. Mark Hunt's got a good performance this week from Mark Hunt after making his debut versus the Rabbitohs last week. Coming off the bench, 7 runs for 83 metres. Already tonight he's up over 115 metres. So a good performance from Hunt as the Eels almost give away possession. In fact, they've got a penalty here inside the Raiders' half. So not the type of penalty you want to give away if you're a Canberra Raiders fan on the final tackle. And Butler will find the sideline inside the Raiders 20. So Tim James restarts, but a forward pass from the play the ball. Tim James, an absolute brain explosion. Unbelievable from the restart with a golden opportunity, Parramatta. I'm not going to get a replay. I thought we might have. Looks like it was a pass to Samuel Lillard. Just gone forward. Lillard's overrun the pass. James should have known better not to give it to him. And that's a big error from Parramatta, as we see the Raiders give away an error themselves. But that field position for the Eels, they haven't had much of it in the second half, as valuable as it is. So Butler will set it up 32 metres out. Another opportunity here as they go through the hands. They find Barnes. But time is ticking down on that clock up the top left of the screen. Hunt will play the ball, tackle 4. They haven't been able to make as many metres up through the middle as I would have expected in the second half. So Barnes will play the ball. In fact, they've got another penalty here. A sin bin warning from the referee. That's the 4th penalty of the game. And surely Parramatta have to score, as Lillard charges it forward. About 12 metres out. A good quick play the ball from Samuel Lillard. They go inside to Luke Short, who cuts back on the inside, looking for tired centre defence as they come right. Flat ball to Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt charging towards the line. He'll be taken down a metre short. It was Fe'u who took him down eventually. Settendag trying to charge it up. Too small to take on the line that big. So final tackle here for Parramatta. A slow play the ball from Settendag as Butler puts it on the toe. Coming through was Hunt, but Jack O'Neill scoops it up one-handed. And the Raiders off the hook once again with 4 minutes remaining. Fe'u ties up the ball well. This time it's Kaval. Canberra just needing to hold on to the pill for the final 3.5 minutes. Fe'u taking it forward once again. A better performance this week from Te Rangiho Fe'u. Morrison gets away from the first defender. Up to the halfway line they go. So a good set here from the Raiders under pressure. Thompson will get the kick away as well. In fact, he finds the Eels players up in the line, and Demando has to trek back, and they'll go 80 metres here. The Eels, as Demandos does break away. So a good return from the rookie winger. But is it too little too late for Parramatta? Just inside their own half, Lillard plays the ball through the hands to Demando once again. This time the Raiders defence are onto him. Thompson takes him down. Settendag straightening things. Up to the 40 they go, but still 40 metres out here, Parramatta. Inside the Barnes, almost getting away from it. Again, good defence from the Raiders on Eli Barnes, and you'd have to say that has been the key to this game. Eli Barnes has been totally shut down for the full 80 minutes as Joseph Black again makes a break through the middle. Barnes coming across. In fact, that's number 2 from Parramatta, Joey Kelly, who takes him down. But another good break from Black as O'Neill this time busts through the middle. Raiders looking to end things in style. Possibly the final tackle coming up as they go through the hands to Chen. Almost to the line, Alex Chen. Final tackle coming up. In fact, that's it. The siren has gone. Canberra get the win here at home to get their first 2 points of the season. Meanwhile, for Parramatta, for the first time in the SRL, they open the season with 2 losses, 22 points to 12. It's the Raiders who take this one here at home. 4 tries to 2. Early try to Joey Kelly in that first half. But then 4 tries to the Raiders, 2 on either side at half-time. Luke Thompson, Joseph Black, Rangiho Fe'u and Jacob Morrison. And then Eli Barnes for Parramatta late in that second half. 24 out of 28 possession completions for the Raiders. 20 out of 26 for the Eels. No real difference there in regards to errors. It was just good defence overall from Canberra, keeping down the dangerous Eli Barnes in the full 80 minutes, you have to say. I hope you've enjoyed the opening game of Tuesday night action in the SRL. Stick around, game 2 starting in around about 10 minutes time.